very early. So though I wanted to do this for some time now. So thank goodness I've got to yeah, we can get to do this. So, and thanks for spending the time, taking the time for this morning. So very much appreciate it too. So
Yeah, cool.
yeah. So so how you been?
I've been good, man. I'm just busy. Just started working on my little business on the side. Just been really busy recently, but yeah, I've been good.
Awesome.
Been good. Yeah, how you been?
Oh, I've been really good. Been busy. So family has been taking some time for me. So hopefully I
Okay.
yeah. So it looks like well, I'm going through some family issues. So it looks like the family looks like one of the main relatives is having some leg issues. So I'm just trying to be a little bit productive. So it's gonna
Okay.
yeah. So it's been quite something too. So that's been something right there that's been on my mind. So hopefully that won't be an issue for too long. So I'm trying to look into getting a job on the side and get a little bit of income right there too. So once things settle up on here, and it won't be too much of a burden on me too. So because I know it's been a burden for a couple weeks now. So hopefully it won't be uh, like this for too long. But
Mm.
but yeah. So but yeah. But anyways, but I've been doing a okay on my end here in the stateside. So yeah.
Okay,
So
that's good. Hopefully they get better soon, man. That'd be good to hear, you know.
yeah, hopefully as well. Hopefully things will start to shift a little bit better because definitely I want things to turn around a little bit easier instead of
Mm.
having to lay more weight on me. So definitely,
Yeah.
yeah. But so how's the so in this show I end up talking with each individuals and talk about people's experience and things like that too, and get to know each individual as a and I figured this today. I figured I could get to talk to you, get to know you as a streamer a little bit more, and things like that too. Because I know recently I've seen you do a lot of league gaming online too,
Yeah.
and so tell me about it too. How well do you do well on league when you're streaming? Like how successful do you ever get, or how many people follow you up on there?
So I mean, I haven't been streaming as of recent just because I've been just really busy. But when I do stream, I get around like let's say about 8 to 10 concurrent viewers, which is really good because
Mm-hmm.
I feel like League is such a saturated game now, and there's a lot of people streaming it. And for me to have people who actually tune in and watch me play the game, it just makes me want to do more. I mean, the max I've ever had was 42. That
42.
was one. Yeah, yeah. So I had 42 people. But yeah, it was cool, man. And then I've been rated for like 60 and stuff. So it's just I need to just be consistent with it. I'm just very inconsistent. I don't know at the moment just because of how things are going.
All right.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
enjoy it though. It's fun.
Oh, cool. Good. I've because I definitely enjoy some of the league players that's out there, and I know it is fun to watch here and there, and I know it's hard, like it's like this for me. Like I try to get into league myself, but then I find out it can be hard to get into sometimes too.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Um, it's just one of those games where if you don't know what's going on, you won't understand what's happening on the screen because there's a lot going on the screen at once.
Hmm.
So it's just one of those games that you have to sort of play to understand what's going on, or have some similar background with MOBAs.
Yeah, and that's true though because MOBA is it can be it's a very different type of style. Like I've always got into the MMO gaming, which MMO was something I've always enjoyed. You can explore around the world, but I know it's like a battle. MOBAs are pretty much like battle arenas, but yeah,
Mm,
what I
yeah.
find out like League, Dota, things like that too. So and I think it's very Dota. like Dota and League, they're both very interesting, but they're very very similar, so to each other too. Can't say who's the better one right there too. So because I know both of them are very different. Yeah.
So the people that made League were actually part of Dota before, so that's why they're very similar.
Yeah.
It's branched off from Dota.
Right. And let me just go ahead, and since I like to do this with my show, I always like to go into the origin story of people, and so let's get right onto that. So tell me about you though. Let's talk about you as a person. Like, so where were you originally from the UK? What's your background?
Yeah, so born and bred in London, UK. But my parents are from Pakistan.
Oh, okay.
They were born in Pakistan, and they moved to London when they were about 20. But yeah, I've been here for 26 years now. Enjoying it. I think I'm to be honest, with London, it's I feel like I'm very I don't appreciate it as much as other people do because I live here. And when people I have a friend who's literally just moved to London from China, and they're telling me that London's so nice, and I'm like, no, it's not. What are you talking about? But she's exploring a lot more than I am, so she's seen a lot more than I do and doing a lot more things. So I don't really appreciate it as much. But yeah, I've been born and bred in London.
Oh, born and raised. Wow, goodness. Oh, that's amazing. Like, though I haven't seen too many natives though, and because when I first met you, I thought you were just some regular when I first met you on the line, and it's kind of funny how we met up and how we got connected. So it was really interesting how we met up, and because thing is though, you go to these other countries you have in Europe, and you have these sort of language barriers, and it can be very very difficult. So yeah. So born and raised over there. So tell me a bit more about London. That you say that things that you don't appreciate. So do you think London has changed over time that when you've grown up?
Yeah, certainly it has. I mean, so you're hearing from a Londoner's perspective, especially where I live in a really like rough sort of area. And nowadays, like, there's a lot of problems, especially in my area. When I was younger, I was able to go out and play play games with my friends without having to worry. But now, because there's so many problems on the road, the younger youth, they are usually selling drugs, doing like nonsense on the road. It's not really safe on the road anymore for the youth. But it has changed. Yeah, it has changed a lot. But there's a lot more. The people here have become a lot more accepting. So that's some sort of progression. I mean, if you ever come to London, you'll see it's very it's like multicultural, very diverse. You could be on one road and you'll have like different shops. So you have a Caribbean shop, a Asian shop, there's crazy like a Romanian shop. It's cool. I like it. It's very diverse. Oh,
nice though. Yeah, it's I know it's like that stateside too. It's very very diverse, and I know like it's in the stateside. It's not like just one way as well. So that definitely I can see what you're talking about too. But I know like there's been a lot of I won't get too depth on it. I know in the other side of the pond where you are, there's a lot of like political tensions right now, and a lot of people are kind of questioning what the state where the UK it's at right now too. What I've understand with the whole Brexit thing, which I know it's still a mess actually, not sort of a mess, but still a mess where people are saying like, oh, we should not even. One side say we should not stay in the UK. We should not stay in the EU, and the other say no, we have to stay in the EU for trade reasons, and yada yada. So I know recently the only one thing I've heard was that your PM resigned, which I've understood, right?
Yeah. So in terms of Brexit, like what happened is that when we were casting votes, they done a statistic on who voted for Leave. And the people who voted for Leave were 40 and over. So the most of the newer generation wanted to stay. but obviously we got outweighed because a lot of the younger generations that were 16 and over,
Mm-hmm.
most of them didn't vote, whereas the elders did, which kind of threw us in the shade.
Mm.
So yeah, we're in a bit of a situation. I voted to stay, to remain.
I see.
And I just feel like I feel like it's gonna happen. There's gonna be a Brexit. We will leave the EU.
Mm.
But I'm very, very sure within the 10 years that, like, hopefully I'm still here. We'll get back to the EU.
Yeah.
I feel like that.
Yeah, I heard a lot of mixed things about it. Like, you got the people, like the natives. They said that once, like, it's like one side said that those the people in power they haven't took care of their people, and they've only took care of the people that they brought in the influx of migrants. So it's kind of a controversial thing. What I've understood. So it's been really, really a sticky situation. So but that's what I understood right there. It's been something I won't get into it too, but I told and it's funny too because you weren't the only UKer that have come to Germany, which I've noticed. Which I've noticed, like other UKers I've talked to, they say that they definitely love the United States. I told some of the people they love the United States. I said, oh, thank you, so because and they were really nice about it too. And I know that other guys they did talk to me what my show was about and things like that too. And so I talked to him briefly about it too, because I know when you talk about kind of things like that, you don't want to try to put it too much out there too, because a lot of people have their agendas and points of views like that too. So it's kind of things like you gotta really be careful what you say, even in events like that too. So, but definitely like that. But oh, cool. Well, that's a very interesting perspective from you. So yeah, very interesting. Let's see here. So let me see. So back to gaming though, because I know we end up talking about in my shows about gaming, technology, things like that too.
Yeah.
And one thing I wanted to ask you was let's see over here. So how did you first? What was your first video game experience? Your video game experience, and what was the age that started you into gaming? Like, do you remember how far back you started?
Yeah, I do. So I was 5 at the time, and my uncle he had a not even a PS1, he had a SNES, and I was playing. I remember going to his house, and when he purchased Super Mario World. So literally my first game was Super Mario Bros on the SNES, and since then I've just been gaming. It's crazy. Been a long time.
Oh my gosh, interesting.
Yeah, I think it's like, especially with my sort of generation, a lot of them, it's either they played Street Fighter or Super Mario Bros. And I've noticed that.
Street Fighters or Super Mario Bros. Okay,
Yeah.
Interesting. I know for me, when it was the arcades that introduced me, the video game arcades, and then when my friend when my dad's friend that had kids, that she had kids of her own. I remember I had friends that had this Super NES. That's how it started for me. So yeah, Super NES. No, I didn't go that far back as the original NES. Yeah,
Famicom.
Yeah, like the Famicom per se. But that's really cool. But NES was one of my first system I owned. But sadly, the NES died on me because it was in the corner of the shelf that collected so much dust that killed the NES on its early stage. No. Yeah.
That's kind of sad. NES was that was a revolutionary gaming device. Yeah, it was so good.
Very, very good too. Yeah. So my dad ended up sharing me so many things about gaming, even though my dad wasn't a gamer himself, but I remember he talked about his early days of arcade gaming when he played Pac-Man.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Very old.
Yeah, I think now Pac-Man, it's like what 40, about close to 40 years old already.
Yeah,
oh,
crazy how old it is.
Jeez.
It's very old.
For sure. So tell me about your name, Almar. PakMonChan. How did you get your name?
So I have two stories. so so when I was younger, my favorite Pokemon was Hitmonchan. So I used to just love him so much. I don't know why. He was just literally my favorite. Everyone would go for Charizard, Charmander, bloody da this and that, and I'll be the weird one in school. He'll be like, yeah, I like Hitmonchan. So it's kind of stuck. And I remember when I first started playing League, which was in 2013. Me and my cousin both joined together, we played together, and my cousin gave me this idea. He was like, "Hey, look, why don't I be PakMonChan, and he'll be PakMonLee?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, that's kind of cool." So we kind of like, and since then it's just been like, it's just everyone refers to me as PakMonChan, so it's sort of my name now. So.
Oh, that's awesome. That's real sweet. So Pokemon. So that's how you got your name, because of Pokemon. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I've actually played Pokemon when I was younger, so I actually still remember my days down in South Florida, growing up with Pokemon. And funny enough too, I was such a Pokemon. Me and my younger brother was a Pokemon fanatic back then in the late '90s. So I had the puzzle pieces, collected the 150 Pokemon before the Johto region and then expanding more Pokemon. It was like, great, more Pokemon to discover.
Now it's just like 4,000 Pokemon. I don't even know how. I just remember the 150, and after that, like I can't remember anything after that. It's just too many. So many after that.
So many after that. Now at this point, you just like forget the regions, forget all that stuff, because at this point you're like you can't remember all that crap now. It's literally way too many Pokemon to count.
There is now one.
Right.
Okay. So right now there is 807 Pokemon.
What?
Yeah. There's 807 Pokemon. What the hell? Wow.
Wow.
That's crazy. That is actually crazy.
It really is. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's why I stopped getting into Pokemon I think in my teenage years, and I was like, oh, okay, this is getting too much. How am I going to remember? Because then later I ended up growing up, moving forward out of Pokemon, because I was getting into different things and different interests afterwards. So it was very, very interesting too. So, but yeah. Well, cool though. So in your presence on Twitch now, let's see. Now, is it just mostly League for the most part that you stream on?
Yeah. So I'm playing League mostly. But I'm transitioning into doing variety games soon. So I'm going to be doing like other games. I want to do some RPGs, some old school RPGs, like Final Fantasy and Tales of Vesperia and stuff. So it's just it's just very comfortable for me to play League. And it's very easy for me to stream it. But yeah, right now League. I used to play a lot of Street Fighter. I used to stream that as well, but then I stopped. But yeah, just right now it's just League.
Oh, just League. Oh, okay, nice. Interesting too. Okay. Oh, let's see here. So right now I'm gonna stop into the chat room. So David Mobius. Oh, dude, I remember you. Oh, I met you on the line. Oh, okay. Interesting. So someone I know ended up following me. So it looks like this is a German guy I met on the line as well.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. Oh, hello. Hope you're doing good though. Oh, by the way, this is a guy that I met. Funny story though. With my TwitchCon experience. This is a guy that I met in the line, and pretty much he only speaks German, so he's not bilingual. And the funny thing is though, his brother, his younger brother, like age of 9 or something, actually translated the stuff he was saying to me. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
It is. So yeah, but his younger brother's bilingual, but he himself, he's like what, 33 or something like that, and he's only just a monolingual, just German. So it was really interesting how we ended up communicating back and forth. So yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to learn like other languages. I've always been interested in other languages.
Right.
So like 2 years ago I was learning Arabic, and a bit of Japanese here and there, but then I stopped. But yeah, I've always sort of been interested in languages because you never know when you might need them. You know.
Yeah, you'd never know for sure too. And I agree because I could always use a second, well, a second language or a third language. Actually, I do speak Spanish because of my a bit of Spanish because of my parents, of course. So since I've been around with tons of Cubans, Guatemalans, Puerto Ricans, and so forth down South Florida a lot too. So, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, because when you grow up in a community like that, you definitely need a second language of Spanish because if you're stuck in a culture like that, you definitely need to speak it. So obviously, since very much a lot of the communities there are very monolingual because way South Florida here in the States, the way it's like over here. So it's interesting if you've never visited South Florida, you've got to one day though. Yeah.
Yeah, I plan on. So I wanted to go. Obviously, I wanted to go to San Diego for TwitchCon this year, but I might give it a hold. It depends on how things go. If I get a client within the next month, then yeah, I can do it. But if not, then I'll be there definitely next year. And I feel like next year when I do go, I want to spend like a month in America.
Oh.
And yeah, and I want to just travel to the different parts of America and see how it is. Just to say that I've done that, you know. So I've always wanted to go.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
It'd be really cool. It'd be really cool to do that.
Definitely too. That's something I like to do because I know. Let me take a look at my browser because I know the TwitchCon was actually still on sale the last time I checked.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I haven't checked in ages.
Because I know they still had tickets for the weekend. Let's take a look here. Yeah, 3-day is $169. 3-day plus party $199, and it's included with party as well. So yeah. Oof, goodness gracious, they're killing my wallet. Oh gosh.
Are you definitely going?
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely be going. So since I still have plenty to save up. Yeah.
I feel like the tickets are going to be up for a little while. So let's hope that I do get some sort of money. Well, I'm working now, but it's not going to be enough to pay for it. So hopefully I get more money from what I'm doing. And if it does, then you'll probably see me out there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So yeah, because I know I haven't done a full 3-day plus party, so I know that's something I am looking forward to do now because I know in the past TwitchCons I never attended any of the parties, and I remember that the tickets were cheaper back then too, and it was like I remember back the first annual and the second annual they were like first annual was like $50 something, and then it rose up to like $80, and then now it is crazy. And now since Twitch has grown so big right now, it's gone to the point that the tickets, it's now 99. It's like $100 for each single individual tickets. But I know when you do enter in, if you want to attend a party, of course, you do have to pay a little bit extra for the party, which is which is ridiculous though. But if you're into it, I would say go into it for sure. But I know that you are definitely gonna meet tons of people inside the party, of course. So that's gonna be. It's like when you're in the party, you definitely gonna have special artists that's gonna be playing for everybody. And I remember who was this artist? Jarud or Darude right here, or that played.
Oh, Darude, yes. Okay,
yeah, that did play back in the second annual TwitchCon, so which I remember. So many people talked about. I was like, oh, really? He's coming? Oh, I had no idea.
Wow.
Yeah, but
yeah, I'll be definitely going to the one in Europe, 100% when it comes. But it's just I really want to go to the one in San Diego, but we'll see.
Yeah, San Diego's it's very nice. So, though it is definitely quite a mixed bunch of people coming in all the time, and San Diego gets a lot of tourists each and every year. So. And I know that because I remember I did visit Comic-Con back in 2006, either when I was a teenager back then. So it was very interesting. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but though I don't know the area myself too much, since I mostly know like the east portion, like the east side of the United States, most of the time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but definitely can end up. We'll end up looking forward and see what things to see around in San Diego, because I haven't visited too many parts of San Diego, but I've heard that living is extremely expensive over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is.
Damn.
Yeah, because what I understand is that the only reason people end up moving over there, one is because of economic reasons and the tech sector that's in the heart of Silicon Valley. And so that's why you have so many bright people that knows about technology and coding, lives in the west or the east side of it too. But now I think that the trend is starting to differ now, because it's got the living in California has gotten so expensive, and that a lot of people are just straying away, are starting to build their own companies on the east coast, because it's much more affordable to live in the east coast, like North Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina, all these states right there. And many people are just like, hell with this shit, I'm not gonna spend all this money for living right there too. And if you look at places like Los Angeles, the price is it has blown off the roof. It's not even funny. Ugh.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I mean, I do really want to go, but
Mm-hmm.
we'll see how things go. 'Cause, it's just always, America's to me seems like so interesting. It seems like, to me, just like there's so much more things to do there compared to London.
Mm-hmm.
So I do really want to check it out. So
Oh yeah, for sure too. It is very interesting too. Though I have never visited London myself, so I know London will be something I will visit one of these days in the future. Because I know some people have said that TwitchCon EU will be located in London, but the problem is that, hey, if your country ends up leaving the EU, that's not going to be part of EU.
exactly, it'll be TwitchCon London.
It's just going to be called TwitchCon London.
Yeah, so that's one thing that sucks. We won't have a TwitchCon.
Yeah, that's right though. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but I know I understand, because of due to political reasons. I know that things may change. So God only knows where we're gonna have your next next EU TwitchCon. So we will definitely see. So
Yeah.
So tell me, so I have, let's see here. I have about 2 to 3 more questions, and probably we will end up closing and wrapping up from here. And let's see here. So, have you paid attention on the E3?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I was watching it. Well, to be honest, I only watched the Xbox and Bethesda. That's all I watched. Other
Okay.
than that, Other than that, I didn't read. Well, Microsoft and Bethesda. Other than that, I just left it. I think I was streaming most of the day anyway. So.
Okay. So what did you think about the booths or the press conference at those panels? What was very interesting to you, per se? Like what booths got you hooked on for this year's E3 that you liked the most? Mm-hmm.
Keanu Reeves. When I saw Cyberpunk 2077, I was like, damn, this looks good. And then I saw Keanu Reeves, and I love Keanu Reeves. I was like, I'm definitely playing this game. I'm gonna have to buy it, like, just because of him. Like, I was gonna get it regardless, but it just makes me want to get it even more because of Keanu Reeves.
Because of Keanu Reeves, that's starting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like one of my favorite actors. He's really cool.
He is. That's one thing. It's really interesting because he got his presence back after his whole Matrix thing in the early 2000s. I remember, like, later on he did get some roles later on, and I talked to my friend about this, where the Keanu Reeves, like, he is one of the most down to earth guys that you'll ever see. And I think it's like almost everyone's favorite actor right now, only because like he's doing a lot of things, and he's now bringing back on the limelight because of his presence right now too. And many things that people said about him in the internet was that anytime he's made so much money in the box office or anything, or any kind of money that rolls in, he actually gives away most of his money because of charity, and I think that's a really nice thing he does with.
It's so cool. Like he's just, I just love the dude. Like he's an actual inspiration. Like his story alone, should be something like people look toward, because it's actually really like inspiring how he came up and what happened, and like his journey, and like just everything. If you've got the time, I'd highly recommend just read into it, because he's an actual inspiration. It's really cool.
Yeah, it is. Very inspiring. I haven't read too much about his background. I know he is a Canadian, what I understand too. Like, yeah. But yeah, very interesting background. I'll definitely have to read more about him too. Like, I know his earlier stuff, Bill and Ted, Speed with Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock, yeah. Speed, that was like one of my favorite action movies from him throughout the early 90s. So yeah. Very interesting stuff.
They're making a new Bill and Ted, right?
Yes, that was a big introduction.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Yeah, but what I understand, like, there was I think, who was his co-host from Bill? Alex Winter. Alex Winter. Yeah. Because thing is, though, Keanu Reeves doesn't have too much of a social media presence, what I understand. Though.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, but what I understand was he keeps things, a lot of it, in privately. Like, unlike other celebrities, they like to talk so much stupid shit. It's like it's very unbelievable. Like, they don't keep things to themselves a lot, and they're very outspoken. But he himself, he's very calm, and with what he's very calm minded. So it's very interesting. I like about his character. Yeah, that's really cool though.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, like Borderlands. Borderlands really looking really cool. And what else was there? There wasn't much this year, to be honest, for me. I feel like Nintendo done a really good job. I feel like Nintendo actually stole the limelight this year. They've done a really cool job. But yeah, like Xbox, Microsoft didn't really do much. It wasn't as as awesome as it should have been. But yeah, I feel like Nintendo was the one to watch this year.
Yeah, that stole the show, and I didn't expect this with Nintendo. Where I remember, gosh, that game that was on Sega. Though I know you don't remember the Sega console, of course, since I know you were pretty young, right?
Yeah, I mean, which game are you talking about?
Well, the game that was introduced in Nintendo, this is very unexpected. This is called Panzer Dragoon.
Oh, Panzer Dragoon. Yes, I know about Panzer Dragoon.
Yes. Yeah. I was very young back then as well, but I ended up discovering Panzer Dragoon on the Xbox, actually.
Xbox.
Yes.
Yeah. It was really cool. And when I heard, because I was watching it, and when I heard like the initial sort of noise, and I was like, no, this can't be this can't be it. And then I see it, and I was like, oh my god, I felt like a little kid.
Oh my god, it was. Yeah, it was just so wonderful. But thing is, though, they're remaking the things that were on the Sega, I believe on the Sega Saturn, not on the Sega Saturn. What I remember too, that the one with the whole craze of the CD games back then too. Yeah. But it. Oh god, I was I was like, seriously, this is amazing though. But what a lot of people understand is that Sega and Nintendo had such a rivalry back then, and I will tell you that their rivalry was not the most friendliest one until Sony ended up beating the competition away from Sega years ago, when pretty much, though the Dreamcast was successful, and pretty much Sega was like, okay, we give up. How about this, Nintendo? Want to be friends now? Basically.
Like when PS1 came out, that's when they like sort of took a massive turning point.
They did.
Because like Dreamcast, I feel like was overshadowed by PS1.
Yes.
And Dreamcast was an excellent console. Like, it was actually really good for what it could produce was crazy, because at the time, people don't realize this, but just the graphics alone on the Dreamcast, it was so powerful that it was able to run PS2 games.
Yeah,
which is really crazy.
It was and that's all I liked about it too. Like I remember my cousins, my older cousins had the Dreamcast. Funny enough,
Yeah.
and one thing I do remember playing when I was younger was Marvel versus Capcom 2 back then. I still remember the game clearly, even when I was younger. And the 90s back then was such a different time. Though the internet back then wasn't really like the best internet. Like you still had the dial-up age, things like that too. Though I remember Sega did transition to broadband. Of course, you had to purchase a broadband adapter and switch the DSL port. But I heard back then it was very, very expensive to purchase. It was like $100 to purchase that broadband.
Wow.
It was crazy. But what made it fail the most about Dreamcast was though it had its successes, but what happened was that it ended up launching the other consoles, like the North American and European consoles, very late in the game. So that's why it failed to do it. Though it did release early that year in 1998 in the Japan, but its failures was its marketing, which it should Sega could have continued on, but a lot of people always suspect that, hey, a Dreamcast 2, there could always be a dream. It's like, please, people, just no.
Just stop. Like,
You're right.
but yeah.
Sega had this chance, definitely.
And then they screwed up.
Exactly, for sure too. But it's Panzer Dragoon is going to be one of my other games. I know me and my friend ended up talking about the Switch games that he said that he's very excited to purchase. I know he's excited to get Breath of the Wild 2.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
I love that game. Yeah, the Breath of the Wild was so good. And when I saw, because I'm a huge Zelda fan, right? I'm like
Ooh.
Zelda nerd. Like when I saw the trailer.
Yeah.
So, have you played all the Zeldas?
I've only played Twilight Princess. That was like one of the only games I finished. I was able to finish
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna sound like a big nerd here, but so
sure, no problem.
So that guy, the guy you see at the end, right, is either Ganon from Link to the Past, right, or it's from the Skyward Sword. The guy was called Demise. He looked exactly like him. He had long hair and everything. So I'm just hoping like this story is gonna be like, whew, I just can't wait. I'm so excited for it, man.
Yeah, my friend did show me the trailer of Breath of the Wild 2. That's going to be really promising. And
yeah,
now if I get the Switch at some point, like pretty early, I'll definitely get around to playing it at some point too.
I'm definitely getting the Switch Lite. They are going to be so cool, like just a portable version of the Switch. So I'm just going to get it.
Nice. That's going to be nice though. Like the Switch, that's going to be worth my purchase. So hopefully I can get around to it. I know, again, there's so much money into video games. It's really unbelievable.
Yeah, I remember when games used to be like, well, over here they used to be like £30, and now they're like 60.
Gosh, it's really fucking stupid. I remember it was really inexpensive back then. Like the copy of a game was like $50 here in the stateside, and I remember like, oh my god, it's not that bad. But when the 360 came out, the price inflation for video games got too much. And I remember my brother, when he was younger, of course, he got to play most of the 360 games, while I couldn't do it because my brother ended up hogging over the 360, and I was like, oh shit, I'm not gonna fight for a damn console. Forget about it.
Yeah.
Though when my brother wasn't home, I was very excited he wasn't, because me and him, we ended up sharing the same room years ago, and I was like, oh yes, he's out of the house, and now I can finally play it. Yes. Yeah. So it was really good. So I got to play the 360 whenever I had the chance to do it during that though I do miss the times of the 360 because though I haven't gone around to the years of the PS3, and I'll say this though, PS3 didn't had any didn't have any prices early in the days, because I remember like the internet services was like no cost. I remember.
Yeah.
But I understand that they had to switch things up because of due to a lot of issues with their services back then. So yeah. Oh damn.
PS3, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like that era was just run by the Xbox.
Yeah, it was very overrun by the Xbox. Like the Xbox had its time, and this is the thing too. Like I know, like with us guys, since we know so much now, and we've gone to a point that we know about a little bit of everything. At least for us, we don't have to spend money on console gaming anymore. Though I mean, we will at some point though, because I know there are some 360 games I may end up purchasing if I ever get myself my own console. Like now the one game they have, actually I have to say, the 360 had some really interesting games. But I know with now the new generation, like the Xbox One, there was one game that was very interesting in E3. Gosh, what was that game? What was it? It was about pretty much two deers, the mama deer and the baby deer, and pretty much they were going inside the.
Yeah, that looked kind of cool. Cool again.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what it's called. I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it looked kind of cool.
That one looked really cool. I think it was called Winds in the Woods or something like that. I don't remember the title, but the graphics, the whole style of the game was really, really beautiful in terms of the polish in the animation. I think it was like one of the most brilliant game that came out. Though I know it's not like the superb game, but I know it was it's a very visually polished game. So
yeah, I'm just trying to figure out which one it's called. Let me find out. It's called Way of the Woods.
Way of the Woods. There we go.
Yeah.
So a lot of good stuff over there, and I will say I will put into the time if I ever get Xbox One. It will be something like that too, but. But I know, as for me, when the mid 2000s, when I was growing up, I did get into Final Fantasy earlier. So I know my big E3 moment had to be Final Fantasy VII Remake. Yeah.
How can I forget that?
Yeah, that's still on my top list of games right there. Yeah.
Do you know what I dislike? People are like proper going on about how crap the rubbish this game's gonna be, blah blah this and that, because it's the remake and people don't like the system. I'm just like, dude, you can't have a new. It's called remake for a reason, right? It's not a remaster, you know. Like, just get with the times and just play the damn game. Stop complaining. And everyone, I just hate when people complain so much. I'm like, the game's gonna be good.
Right, and exactly too. I think the internet can be really ridiculous to read, and nothing more than just reading stupid internet shit, and people complain about stupid things. Like there was a video game commentator. Oh gosh, what was this guy's face? And he says that I would not pick up the game because they screw up the design of Tifa, because I want Malangas. I don't know why they reduced her breast size. I'm like, come on, just shut up.
Yeah, do you know the amount of people that complain about that? They've done a petition against it.
Oh Jesus!
So hopefully we'll see the real Tifa. You know.
Yeah, when she's up there and she's there visually, though we've seen her visually already, but definitely when we get the full the full layout, once it's fully produced and everything, when it comes out next year, I'm gonna definitely take a look at how I see it when I judge myself. But Eris and Air for the other hand, the flower girl, Aerith, I know she's gonna be really good once that comes out. So no question about that. I will very much enjoy the game. Yeah, so it's gonna be really sweet. So I know that was my best moment, which is Final Fantasy VII. But though I have to say, RPGs was a huge thing on this year. Now Bethesda booth, I remember they said that they addressed the issues when they released Elder Scrolls Online, and then Fallout 76. They did say that, hey, listen, we hear you. We definitely want to let you guys know that we're gonna fix all the issues on all the games with our games. So pretty much basically what they said that they said we're gonna just go ahead and fix all the issues that they had with their bad releases with Elder Scrolls. So tell me, what's your take on it too? Have you ever thought about doing like a MMO stream like Elder Scrolls or anything like that?
I used to play ESO, and because of how many problems they had with it when it first launched, I couldn't play it. But I used to play I do play like a bit of MMOs here, but like very occasionally. So I play like Black Desert Online, Elder Scrolls Online. There's a few that I play, but I just need to find one that I really like. People saying World of Warcraft, but I just don't feel like getting into that because I'll get addicted.
Oh yeah, it is time consuming. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like I would rather watch than having to play it. But though I have played it in the past, but the only thing is that once you get into level 20, then you have to pay. Yeah, so it's like, no, I probably not though.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I mean, like, yeah, I need to find. I want to find a new MMO. Like I played quite a few on the PC. So, but yeah, I just feel like right now, like I just want to focus on League and, yeah, just play League for a little while. You know, I can't get out of the game. Like it's actually really bad because I enjoy playing it so much. I just don't feel like playing any other games. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that it does though. Actually, yeah. So, but so let's see here. So probably I'll shoot you about two more questions right here, since I know I've talked to you about we've talked about E3 for a bit, and I know we're both excited with the new releases. So with League over here now, I have League. Because I noticed with League, it's almost been just the same things that I've been seeing a lot, where people go into their base and they go over and battle it out too. Now, have you noticed with League doing any new improvements with their game, anything like that?
I mean, so they recently added a new game type, which is called Teamfight Tactics, which was sort of like auto chess. So that's like a new sort of thing they're doing. But with every sort of patch, they have like improvements. So whether it being items or new champions, for instance, like they've got I feel like they've got a formula which works, and they just need to tweak it here and there just to make a big difference.
Okay.
But yeah, with the new game type, right now it's very busted. So they have to fix it because there's so many like bugs and glitches in it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just so crazy. Like. I played it and it's uncapping me in game, and I was just like, yeah, I'm not playing this ever again until they sort it out.
Yeah, it's that's quite of a bummer right there. Yeah, you release something and then you have to deal with bugs while you're playing. Oh, that's quite a.
Yeah, it's actually a game breaking bug as well. It's not like just a minor bug. It's like something that could literally it's actually something that could literally just turn the game. Like. It's a bug where basically, I'm not sure if you're familiar with auto chess. Basically, it's basically like chess, but you have characters or champions, and then you win games, and the more you win, the more points you get, and the more money you get, right? So it's basically you fight 1-on-1 with these champions on your board, and like you build them up to get level 3s and stuff. There's one character which basically she summons spiders, right? But because of a bug, the spiders, she could have infinite spiders on the board. So yeah, it's actually game breaking. It's kind of really annoying.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I haven't heard about that. Oh no, I haven't.
Yeah.
Just saying. Okay. Well, let's see here. So, and since I know that since I know Friday was kind of a big delay, but I do thank you for doing this because I wanted to get to talk with people and introduce people with new streamers and things like that too, because it's always interesting because you have tons of people on the website and a lot of people there are so many people out there, so it's hard to count so many people that uses the services a lot. And so
Yeah.
it's been something I wanted to do, is get to explore people and new perspectives and things like that too. So, but it was very interesting getting to know you and know you as a gamer, a person, things like that too. Both you and that perspective. So it's really interesting. So, yeah, just coming from you and from where you are right there too. So let's see here. So probably see the last question I have in top of my head right there too. So with all the plans right here, so tell me about your end right here too. Let's see. So you said that you're coming back to the workforce right now, and things like that too. So how is as far as your personal life, how's your work life? I know you said that you're just starting coming back to the workforce, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, it's right now. It's a part-time job, which is great for me. 2 days a week, with lots of overtime. I mean, it's a retail job. So it's very it's very easy. So I feel like it's not bad getting back into the workforce. I mean, it gives me time to work on other things as well. So whether it be my streaming or my social media marketing. So it kind of fits with my sort of schedule. So it's good for me right now. But I feel like if I were to, I mean, I want to try to keep it as going as long as possible and do my thing in Harmony, basically my other thing, and get that rolling. And if it does roll off, then I may have to make a decision if I want to leave or not. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay. Now, all right, I see. Well, that's interesting though, because you mentioned about your social media agency, and
Yeah.
what I want to ask you, elaborate a little bit on your social media and how is your business. I want to know how would your business succeed? Like how is your social media marketing like, and tell me a little bit about. Are you trying to help out other people online, or what's the
So
goal?
ideally, so what I want to do is I want to get into a specific industry. So I'm looking into either I was looking at esports, dentistry, or gyms, or health and fitness.
Okay.
And basically, what we do, or what I do, is I target, say, so let's say on Facebook, right? You have the way the algorithms work. You got Facebook, right? I take it.
No, I don't.
Okay, so so Facebook, basically what happens is that there's obviously you have ads and you have paid ads, right?
Yes.
So paid ads will be like Google or like a company that have there's someone who's running the stuff in the background, and they will say sponsored at the bottom. And then you have normal ads, which will be like just like someone who's just doing it as like a little thing where they put like minimal amount in, like $10, £10 in, and you'll see it here and there. So what we do is we optimize Facebook ads or social media management content, and we optimize those for Facebook.
Okay.
So basically, we in London, let's say I'm doing a fitness industry, and there's a new gym that's open around the corner for me, and they want me to do the thing for them. What I'll do, I'll target obviously a certain age, so let's say from 24 to 50, in my area, and I can say in my area, just let's say there's 300,000 people living in my area, so to say. And if they've got Facebook, this thing will be in their face constantly when they log onto Facebook, because of how it works. So it depends on how much money you put into it. So the more money you put in, the more likely you are to get interactions and clients. So that's what we do. So we bring in money through Facebook or social media.
Okay.
Using Google AdWords or Facebook ads or Instagram hashtags and stuff like that.
Okay. Interesting concept though. Now I do definitely hope for your success with your social media, because I know there's a lot of people that have close to the similar ideas with agents, social marketing agencies like that. And now, how will your be a little bit different too? Because how?
I mean, so right now the fitness industry is quite I wouldn't say saturated, but there's a lot of people doing it. It's just to be honest, because of the way the game works, it's like let's say, I mean, you have to find the right person to do your ads for you, you know.
Yeah.
And that we do that by outsourcing. So we will find someone from a different country, right?
Okay.
And you gotta make sure this guy's like on point. But to make things different, like me as a person, what a lot of people do, right? A lot of these social media agencies, what they do is they don't have face-to-face interviews.
Mm.
They only do it through Skype, Loom, or whatever they use, and they don't have face-to-face interviews. What I
Okay.
would like to do is go in and have like a warm relationship with my clients.
Mm.
So hopefully, because a lot of these companies, they work on a 3 month basis.
Yes.
So they have a 3 month contract, and once that 3 month contract's done, they go. So I would rather have someone that's I'll have for a year, paying me, let's say, less than these guys that are paying them $3,000 a month. I'd rather have someone that's paying me like 1,500, but for a year. You know, so in the end, I'll have a lot more money than them.
Yeah.
So I'd rather go and have a warm. They're called warm leads, where you actually you bring them in, you talk to them, you go have a coffee with them. You know, you be nice to them, you be a person to them. That's the sort of concept I'm going for. Not oh, I'm just like I'm here to help you, bloody blah, then my agency will do it for you.
Yeah, just have a good personal relationship. Unlike the other unlike the other people, that how they treat their clients. Interesting. Yeah. Okay, yeah, because I never had to do any sort of social media marketing, anything like that to get my presence out there. But I know my presence comes out on a very naturally. But hopefully. Hopefully, if you ever get bigger one day, hey, hopefully I can get some help from you, though.
Yeah, definitely, man, 100%.
Awesome, dope. Yeah, well, hey, work hard on it, and it's like this too. If you work hard on your success, the capital will rise up too. But of course, you definitely have to
100%.
keep your clients closer to if you want to keep growing as a business. So absolutely,
Yeah.
but hopefully we can extend more on the probably later on. Probably in another interview about your company once you grow a little bit further, because in my show I like to talk about ideas, people, gaming, and people in the industry. And I know I don't like to just bring people in just on one specific industry, but I know many industries will be something I like to talk with so many people. But yeah. So that's something I like to do one of these days. So hopefully, when you get to that point and when you do grow, we'll come back and chat on that. So yeah,
definitely.
Awesome. All right, well, PakMonChan, it's been a very good pleasure talking with you, and it's been an hour and 7 minutes. So it was definitely a good conversation from here. So yeah,
definitely.
All right. Well, cool. Well, hopefully, I know right now we're seeing a sunrise here in the stateside, so hopefully this is a good time. Yeah, we're seeing a sunrise already, so I know you got full sun over there. I imagine,
yeah,
right?
It's 1 p.m. now, so it's quite a nice day. But it's quite warm, so it's alright.
Cool. Well, yeah, that's right. Well, it's still the summer over there, so yeah. But right now we're just warming up, so we're just starting. I'm just starting the day over here, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and get my coffee ready. So, all right. All right, well, I'll let you go for meantime, and also good chatting with you for the past hour. So awesome doing this. So hopefully we can catch up again pretty soon.
Yeah, man, we will do, man. Thank you for having me on your show, bro. I'll catch you soon, and hope you have